everybody, welcome to the Bearded Gentleman channel. Today's video is a video that I've been meaning to put together for a while. The lack of content on this channel is, I apologize. It's not been very good. It's been pretty depressing. Hoping to be able to speed things along here as we move into the fall. The summer's been just really busy. I had a lot of things going on. I've switched positions at work. I've been working a lot of long hours, late nights, goofy hours, things like that. So the video today is from at the end of June. I took a weekend and I was going to try and get that Hyundai running that you guys saw the video for earlier this year. And so this video is going to be what I shot during that weekend and documented. The weekend had, let's just say it had a lot of ups and downs. It was a very trying weekend, so putting that all together here in a video for you guys, and then I'll have a little bit more at the end of the video, so stay tuned. This is the big weekend. This is the weekend that, fingers crossed, everything's going to go well, and everything's going to all get done, and I will be bringing this car home at the end of the weekend. It's fingers crossed. So this is where we're starting off at. I've gathered everything all together. I just spent some time out at Walmart and O'Reilly grabbing some stuff. So I'll show everything once we kind of get started on everything. I do want to try and video the best that I can as I go through this process. It's going to be a lot of work, so I may not be able to record a whole heck of a lot, but I'll do my best. So anyways, let me take you through what all I have gathered here in my living room right now. These are parts that I've been accumulating since that last video that you saw. So here we go. Let's check out what I got. All right. So I've gathered everything here in the living room. I got to get this all loaded up and hit the road. It's getting dark outside, so it'll be nice and cool driving up in the Cougar. That'll be nice. But let me run through everything here real quick. All right. So I've got a couple sets of gloves. I got my list. This is basically what I'm gonna try and do this weekend. But I've got a timing component kit. Comes with the water pump and everything all here. I've got brand new. This is, what is this? All right. So this is the thermostat. I got. It's a radiator cap. Yep, radiator cap. Piston ring installer. This is a set of piston rings, factory replacement rings. This is some Flex Hone oil. I've got my headlamp. Got a Wix oil filter. A set of Autolite Iridium XP spark plugs. This is the Flex Hone. I'm going to be pulling the pistons out, honing the cylinders. I got a good old Haynes manual. Keep my torque specs and everything. I got coolant. I got oil, Castrol Edge. I've got my drill here. That's going to be for the Flex Hone. And in here, I'm not going to pull this all out, but in here is the, ow, son of a bitch. These staples hurt. In here, can't see it. You guys get a better shot of this here at some point. That is the freshly remanufactured cylinder head. So that's going to be good and ready to throw on there. I got tools gathered up, more tools gathered up in there, and I've got a fresh radiator. So thermostat, radiator, basically most of the cooling system is going to get replaced. New timing set, water pump, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and load up the car, load up the Cougar, and we're going to head up north. And next clip you guys see here will hopefully be when we get started on this car. So we'll see you guys in a minute. Alright, so here we are. I got it moved into position to start on this. So here's where we're at. So what I need to do this out of the way. So I need to pull these pistons out. I'm going to pull them out one at a time. And I'm going to run my flex hone through the cylinders here. And try and clean that up. I might be able to grab a rag and some WD-40, brake clean as well. What I'm trying to do is I got very, very light scuff right here on this ring. I can barely feel it with my fingernail. So my goal, that's what I want to clean up. It's got rod bearings that were only put in just a few thousand miles ago. It had a very slight rod knock, so I did the rod bearings, and so those are fresh. Got rid of the rod knock. That's all good. So what I need to do, that's my first project. I need to get the pistons out, cylinders honed out, and back together. Then I need to get it rotated to top dead center, and I need to get the rest of this timing stuff all taken apart here and replace all the timing equipment that's here on the passenger side of the car. So I am running, sun's going down. Spent most of the day trying to help out with some other things, and so here is where I'm at. My goal is to get, at the very least, get the cylinders honed out and hopefully the timing stuff done tonight. And then if all I have to do is come back out tomorrow morning and put the cylinder head on, manifolds and all that, I will be happy with that if that's all I got to do. So, all right, let's go through, show you what all I got here. So there's Sonic, looking a little dusty. The inside of Sonic's all loaded up. I got a bunch of parts, radiator, cylinder head, a bunch of rags, shop towels. I got my, my mind's going blank on what the hell they're called. That the clothes that you wear, coveralls. That's it, called coveralls. So I got all my stuff here in the back. Yeah, no, the back of the Cougar's a disaster. So first things first, I'm going to come through. I need to organize what is in here. I need to get it all organized and laid out. The speaker boxes are not coming with me; those stay with my buddy. So get this all sorted out. I really wish that the back hatch opened, but unfortunately it does not open right now. So there's all the stuff on the inside. That's the old cylinder head. I just need to get all the stuff together for that old cylinder head so that I can get that sent back out for the core. Probably I'm gonna have to run that air filter just literally enough for me to get to a parts store. There's manifold, exhaust manifolds back underneath here. I might actually, I'm half tempted to try and see if I can climb in the back here and see if I can get this hatch opened up. So, alright, let's get started here. Let's party. Here we go. Alright, so we're back at it again. It's the next day. I was not able to get done as much as I was hoping last night. Basically, I got the pan off. It was dark. Had a little trouble with a couple little things, so went ahead and I just called it a night last night. I've gone ahead and done one cylinder. And that's what that boy looks like. I put some hone oil in here. I'm about to drop that one. And get that one taken care of. I got new rings in here. There's my new piston rings. I got flex hone right here. This really didn't take much at all. It just a couple of zips down. I cleaned it right up. Threw new rings on the pistons and cleaned them up, and I should be in good shape here. But I got totally looking at the nutrition facts here. I got Monster for the day. I was out here at about 7:45 this morning, so it's pretty damn hot already. It's probably pushing 90. Got my coveralls on. I probably look horrible. I don't care. But yeah, so I'm getting going here. There's Sonic back there. Might throw a picture in here. I ran into town last night. I saw my old Jeep in town. Still got some of my stickers on it, so that was pretty cool. I sold that thing about 3 or 4 years ago. So the dude that has it though, he's got a roof rack on it. He's got KC lights on the front. He's got mud tires. I'm proud of my old Jeep. My old Jeep was named Tails. Couldn't tell I got a Sonic the Hedgehog theme going on. That's Sonic. This is Shadow. And the Jeep was Tails. So, all right, so that's where we're at. I'm going to go ahead and get back underneath here. Go ahead and pull this. I might save that bad cylinder for last, the one that's got those scuffs on it. Might pull the other two first and do those first. But yeah, I'm going here, and I can't promise that I'm going to be done with this today, but damn it, I'm going to try. I got a case of water in the car to keep me cool. I've already poured a little bit on me because it's warm out here. So, all right, we'll see you guys in a minute. All right, so I just want to do a quick update here. Yeah, we ran into a problem. This cylinder here, let me move this. That cylinder there and that scuffing on that cylinder wall, unfortunately, it also corresponds to some damage on that piston. So that means I got 1 and 4 honed out, new rings installed on them, and they're good to go. I haven't pulled 3 yet. I went to pull 2 because I wanted to see what this looked like, and the piston unfortunately has a lot of scoring on it as well. So I'll show you guys that here in a minute. I put it over in my other car so that I can take it with me. So at this point, I'm going to go a little further into this than I originally anticipated, but it's not a bad way to go. I'm going to go ahead and pull this motor out. Probably send it off to get checked out. And while I got it out, I'm going to throw a new clutch on it. And need to maybe see about the transmission getting looked at, because it had a second gear synchro that was didn't want to play nice sometimes. So I'm going to see what I can do about that, but it's going to get a new clutch. I'm going to go ahead and order new pistons and get the block off to a machine shop and have them just double check it. And didn't do any of the timing stuff yet, thankfully. Otherwise that would have been a total waste at this point. So from what I can see here, it looks like this doesn't have but just a couple more bolts on the mounts. There's rear mount, front mount, side mount, 4 mounts, one on basically each side, and that'll pull this thing on out. So I need to do some research. I'm not quite ready to pull this thing out right now. Had to get weather in the area. Monsoon season is starting to kick in, so had to button everything all up. Went ahead and I got and I put everything into the car here. Here's my fresh cylinder head. I got the old one into the box so that I can send that core back. But got my new radiator. Got everything basically ready to go. So once I figure out what the next step is and how soon I can do it, that will be what happens. So unfortunately, it didn't go quite as well as I anticipated, but I guess in the long run I'll be a lot better off going ahead and doing this route anyway. Probably really what I should have done from the beginning. My buddy was trying to tell me that this is what I should do, and I was trying to see if I could take a shortcut or two, and that's not going to happen. So, all right. So I'll show you guys here the old piston here in a minute, and we'll do an update. Put something here on the end of the video, and see you guys later. Alright, so the weekend has not gone to plan. As you've seen, I had the problem with the piston, so that's going to necessitate pretty much a total tear down and rebuild of that engine, and I'm going to throw a new clutch in it while I'm at it, so that's been fun. I went to go home last night, and on my way back from my parents' place into town, I needed to throw a couple bucks in gas in. I looked down and noticed that all of a sudden my temperature was spiked. Temperature in the Cougar was spiked. Pulled up my OBD2 Bluetooth thing, and I was pushing about 250 degrees on the temperature gauge in the Cougar, which was outstanding. So, opened the hood. It was dark, so I kind of was having a hard time seeing. It looked like it just shredded the belt, the water pump belt. So, I just ran to Flagstaff real quick. I borrowed my parents' car. Ran to Flagstaff and grabbed a new serpentine belt, got back, and then I realized that the plastic over the top of the pulley on the tensioner had shattered somehow. I have no idea. I'll show you guys here a picture of that here in a few minutes. I'm on my way back right now. I just had to run to Flagstaff again today to get the part that I needed, $60. That I really don't have, but I don't have much choice. So it's been a really fun weekend when it comes to car stuff. I'll show you guys here in a second the old tensioner and what it did, and I'll show you how easy it is to replace this stupid thing. And it's ridiculous that it's taken me 2 trips to Flagstaff and more money than I wish to count right now to get the damn thing fixed. So it's been a rough weekend. I'll show you guys here what I'm doing to fix the Cougar here as soon as I get back to the car. Alright, so here's the old tensioner. This is what it did. There's another piece for it too. That is the weirdest thing I've ever fucking seen. The plastic broke off of the actual pulley. The pulley itself still spins. That's weird. All you need to do this, the bolt's a 5/16 or an 8mm, whichever. There's a new one, and you need a screwdriver to stick through the middle so that you can put tension on it. Alright, let's go under the hood. Alright, I just went ahead and I just did this. It's really easy. That's the tensioner right there. That bolt right there is either an 8mm or a 5/16. Pull that bolt out, thing slides out. It's got a little key, like a little notch in it, so that it fits in there. Put the new one back on, tighten it down, grab your new belt. It can be tensioned by hand, squeeze it up, run the belt around, and you're hooked up. So there it is, new water pump belt and tensioner. Yeah. I'm so ready for this weekend to be over with. Alright, let's get home. Alright, so as you guys saw, it was a challenging weekend. When I got done with that weekend, I came home. I didn't want to talk about cars. I didn't want to deal with any of it. It was just such a frustrating weekend. I was exhausted. It was hot. I was just drained completely. But I didn't get a chance to show you guys then that piston. Let me show you now. I have it with me here. So I don't know how well this shows up. That is where that piston rubbed on the cylinder wall. This is that number 2 cylinder. So the piston ring is basically ground into the piston here. It's even got, yeah, it's rough. So what the plan is for right now, I've changed my plan very slightly from what I had mentioned in that video as I recorded that. As of right now, I'm starting to run out of time. I need to get this car running ASAP. The clutch in the Cougar is starting to get worse and worse. It's just, I'm having a lot of problems, and it's either going to be sink a ton of money into the Cougar to keep it going, to have it going through the winter, or just do this last bit that I need to on the Hyundai, just get it over and done with, and just be done with it. So what I'm actually probably going to do here is I'm going to do this in 2 stages. I've been doing some research, talking to my buddy up there that has the car right now. I'm going to order up new pistons, standard size pistons, and I'm just going to replace those. I'm going to put new bearings in the bottom, because what I had found, we believe what happened was when the rod bearings were replaced, just a couple thousand miles beforehand, we think somehow by accident the cap with the bearing got put on backwards. So it caused some oil starvation issues, which is why that basically ground against the cylinder wall the way that it did. The piston took most of the damage, thankfully. Honestly, the cylinder wall, I'm going to be up there next weekend. I might see about running that home through that cylinder just to make sure I can clean that all up. But the plan right now is to just get a set of new pistons. That way I can reuse the piston rings that I already bought. Have those, swap them on, put new pistons in at all 4, put new rod bearings in the bottom end of it, and I'm going to run with that. The reason I'm going to do that is, like I said, I'm running out of time. Money is possibly going to get tight here in the next 2-3 months, so I need to just get this done with. My goal is the clutch has a lot of miles on it. The transmission does have a 2nd gear synchro grind. My goal is, as soon as I can get to February for my tax refund, that's going to go into the transmission of the car. I'm going to put a real good quality clutch in it, possibly even an aluminum flywheel. I've got a Fidanza flywheel in my Cougar, and I absolutely love it. I might see about putting a Fidanza in there, but at the very least, I'm going to put a quality clutch in it at that time, and I'm going to have the transmission rebuilt. The engine's going to basically be rebuilt as it sits now, with the pistons, rod bearings, new cylinder head, all the gaskets, and all that. Then I'll come back and do the next step in the springtime, and I'll either pull that transmission out, or I'll go grab a junkyard transmission, take it to a shop, have somebody go through it all, make sure that it's all in good shape, grab a clutch, and then I'll see about just pulling the transmission out and swapping that and putting a new clutch on it at that time. So, I'm going to do this in a couple of stages. It's going to be maybe another month or so before I get to this next step, but I will definitely post an update for you guys when I get to that point. I know this has been a long video, kind of wrap it up here. I want to get this going here within the next month or so. So that's the plan, and I'm going to do my best to try and get some more content here on the channel for you guys. I haven't gotten any new products to review in a while. I haven't really bought anything. I mean, I got a new vacuum cleaner if you want to see a vacuum cleaner video. Watch a bearded, bald guy vacuum his living room. I mean, I suppose I could put that video up for you guys. You never know. I'm going to see if I can try and get my Twitch issue fixed on my Xbox so I can try and do some more gaming stuff. I want to do some more City Skylines. Also, next month, we've got NBA 2K18, we've got Forza Motorsport 7, we got Project Cars 2 coming out. I'm going to get at least 1 or 2 of those. So I'm hoping to be able to get situated to be able to bring some more gaming content for you guys here. And then the next step is, honestly, I really want to get a computer going, because this computer that I have right now is just barely cutting the mustard. It's just barely holding up. It's just a real basic Pentium processor desktop. So I want to build a new computer. I think I'm probably going to go in the meantime with a Ryzen 3 system with just like a GTX 1050 Ti or 1060. That'll be a massive upgrade over what I've got, but it also gives me the ability to expand it later on in the future. Go with an AM4 platform. That way, maybe next spring perhaps, maybe I can upgrade to a Ryzen 5 or a Ryzen 7, open it up, just put a new CPU in it, put a new GPU in it, maybe upgrade to a 1070 RX 580, something like that. And so get some computer stuff going here, because editing videos, it's part of my problem. Editing my videos on this computer is just not doing the job. So a lot of stuff in the plans for the next few months. It's a matter of making it work. So with that, hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll get some new content for you guys here very soon, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of The Bearded Gentleman.